Well, hello and welcome back. My name is Kieran Seamus. This is my Inky World. And this has been the end of the first week of lessons and videos and chats. So what have we learned? What have we learned? Shall we have a look? So, in that first week, we have learned to drink healthy while we're while we're drawing. This is I don't know if you can see, it's got lemon, it's got ginger, it's got cloves, and it's got a splash of honey. Wow, that's amazing. That will definitely wake your system up. In my trusty mug. That's a 20-ounce mug, by the way. So, we have gone through some incredible things. We have gone through about sketchbooks. We have talked about how to use sketchbooks, how to use them as storybooks, and what is the elements that we need to look for when we are using a sketchbook, such to work out comics, which is one of the subjects that we have also talked about. Let's put that out of the way. We have talked about taking some of those poses from a sketchbook form and idea into coming up with a design, a structured look for your comic. And this was the brush pen that we had talked about. We had gone through these lessons of using a brush pen to come up with a soft look for our bear, who was this panda bear in the comic books that I did years ago, that I am going to recharge. And from that, we have done some test poses. One of them being the elephant, who is his friend, who is Puff the elephant. And he is this very large, very gentle, very soft character who appears. And we have talked about some of those poses. There is another pose here, which was the panda. It's only a panel on a storyboard or on a comic strip. So I am drawing them bigger to kind of get into the practice of drawing them and get into the style. So that was a big... He's sitting there on a bush, and he is good. So a lot of those lessons we went into to kind of to find out the style of the drawing, and to find out this soft, wobbly kind of line that was the concept, which I'm very happy with. And in the final comic book, do I have a final comic book? In the final comic book, that is how it appears. It appears in a very kind of a wobbly style as such, and as you can see on the comic. And some of those poses for me, sometimes there was a lot of work into them, and I felt like some of them the panels were so small, but I put so much shading into it and so much painting, kind of watercolor feeling. If you can see some of the poses down there, and they're all very kind of watery color painting. So there was a lot of work that went into those for such small panels, and the idea was to do it in a new approach. The new approach being from this long comic, as in a magazine comic where it used to appear, we are going to try to bring it into modern days, into a telephone portrait style, so that the panels would kind of run this way down rather than along, which works out really, really beautiful. We have also got into some kind of paintings of painting backwards, almost like putting down the color and then drawing on top, which is a really lovely practice. We went through some of those processes of kind of like feeling the character with paint first, and kind of like getting the shapes in your mind, and getting those practices of painting a shape Sorry for the terrible noise. My dog is digging a hole in the carpet. And so you would paint down the shape of an elephant or a tiger or whatever, and then start to put the line work on top. A different approach. And that was one of the requests from somebody about, can I paint backwards? Then we also went on and we did some drawings. We did a kind of draw a person, where in this I attempted to draw myself in some kind of walking pose. And the idea was to get away from the fear of drawing and to draw somebody that you know. Draw yourself, or draw a friend, or draw somebody in your house, and to draw them, or to choose somebody that would have a look. Maybe they'd have a scarf, or they'd have glasses, or they would have something that would be easier to draw and easier for you to look and say, oh, that's Jim with the big glasses, or something like that. So again, it was a beautiful lesson. Really, really, really enjoyed that. I loved kind of getting into the whole thick line, thin line, shading in, the whole kind of adventure that we were trying to get. We were trying to explore the basics of getting back into drawing and lose the fear of drawing, which is a very important part of art, is to lose the fear. You know, so many people are told, oh, you can't draw, when you can. Then we did a bear, we did a grumpy bear in the theme that we were drawing panda bears, and we thought, well, maybe we could draw up a nice inky kind of approach to be the opposite, which was this kind of punky bear with a big chain around his neck. And we did this kind of grumpy bear. We had a lovely big bear-shaped head, and I really enjoyed that also. It was lovely to kind of get back into the ink and to let it loose, let the ink draw. Then we had a long-legged rat, which was another request from somebody. We did the long-legged rat, and I kind of was guessing, was this the kind of nickname for your boyfriend or something, you know? Which it might well still be. But this was a lovely thing because we used basically the grey is a mixture of dirty water from my pot and a little bit of the black ink. And the black ink kind of was used very, very sparingly, very, very gently, very, very small, to give us this lovely kind of grey look. And that was the long-legged rat. So this week you can pop back and look at any of those videos that you see in this recap. This was one of my favourites. I loved this one. This was this devilish robin that me and Mr. Miro had seen on our walk in the park. We had seen this huge fat robin. And he kind of gave me this feeling that maybe there's something suspicious about him or something devilish about him. And it inspired me to do that day's drawing, which was the devilish robin. And I really, really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed the blend of colour and the use of charcoal. We had some charcoal sitting on the side, and we kind of worked that into some of the kind of rubs around the face and everything else, which was really delightful. We did our snake, which was Year of the Snake. And I thought it was Year of the Rabbit, and it wasn't, even though I'd done a drawing, which you'll see in a minute. And so I did 2025, and I did Year of the Snake, and he's there with his new skin, which is his new jacket, which is a kind of a symbol of us shaking off the old us and being new and creative and arty and drawing more in 2025. And that was a lovely, lovely, lovely day. That was. It was quite a long video as well. I remember. I think I was talking too much probably. Then we had the whale. We did I loved the orange that came in there towards the end. And this lovely cyan blue that's kind of the ocean as the whale is kind of jumping out of the ocean. Can you see that in the light? Sometimes these lights are so bright that it whitens things out. And that was a really, really lovely, vibrant kind of morning. And I loved the way that once it dried, we had this kind of blotching of the paint, the way it settled on some of the water. And it was really came up with such a beautiful texture. It's almost like the kind of textures you sometimes want to grab and reuse somewhere. But another very, very pleasant painting, drawing, whatever you would like to label them at. And the long-eared hare rabbit man that became this. Somebody was asking me about, can I draw a body pose, and I decided to draw this body pose, like a human pose, but I decided that I didn't really want to draw a human face, so I decided to draw this hare, this rabbit, for the year of the rabbit. And it was a year of a snake, but it was a beautiful drawing, and I still felt like there was a lot of structure here with the arm and the hand and the poses with the hand. Between the two hands was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful way of kind of breaking that down and showing the differences between the poses of the hands and the arms and the structure of the body. We talked through a lot of that in the lesson. So that has been a breakdown for week 1, and it was quite a lot to squeeze into 1 week. But there's going to be a lot more for this year ahead. I'm very excited by the year ahead. And that is just a little bit of a catch up about what we have been doing. Talking about comics, talking about poses, talking about inks, talking about paints, talking about restarting your journey of art. So it has been an incredibly passionate week. And one that is only going to get better and better through this year ahead. So I hope you will subscribe. I hope you will come and join me. And I hope you will also sponsor this channel. I have a donation page there, and I would really appreciate some support, some kind of donation to keep this channel alive. Keep this excitement with the art, and to keep this channel inspiring all of you to keep going and to keep drawing. Because this year I'm going to draw even more than last year, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So come and join me, Kieran Siemens, on my Inky channel, where we talk about art and we enjoy the whole feeling and mood of art and drawing. Okay, so subscribe, come and see me, and we'll come and watch some of the videos from this week. If there's any of those videos that interest you, if any of those subjects that interest you, pop back and see some of the videos. They're all about a half an hour, and there's lots of chat, lots of excitement, lots of fun. So come back and see me again. Okay, I'll see you again tomorrow for some more drawing. That's just a recap of the week. See you soon. Bye bye.